Welcome to the Spotlight by CG Ruthless, man. Let's welcome my special guest, another Pittsburgh DB, man. Let's welcome Phillips O'Brien, man. How's it going, bro?
I'm doing great, man. Doing fine. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing so well, man. For
Yes,
those
sir.
people who are not familiar with you, man, tell me about yourself.
Oh man, I just love the game of football, man. I love everything that it brings. I'm also a family guy too, man. I like to be around my family members a lot. You know, just be coached up, just be the best athlete that can be possible.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, sir.
So, what really got you into football in the early age, man?
Just growing up, just watching my parents around, just knowing like I needed to be there, like I need to be there for my family, and just I kind of figured out that was a good tool just to like get my family out of struggles we used to be in, and just provide for my family.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. So, it kind of got you to
So,
do a better career path, huh?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what other positions did you play before corner or DB? I mean,
I kind of played everything. So I started off going into high school playing receiver, and then after my freshman year, I was on JV, and my sophomore year, a lot of our great corners like went off to college, and our coach was like, "Hey man, you want to try playing DB?" And I tried it first game ever playing varsity. And we played against a team called Miami Central. They're a great school, and I ended up going out there balling out. I had like an interception or two. We ended up losing, but I had a great performance, and I just figured I'd stick to playing corner. And then so later on in my high school career, I got moved to safety just because of my vision. I could read the field, and then I just loved it ever since.
oh, that's good. At least it kind of
Sir.
makes the transition. I mean, even for a guy who played wide receiver for a minute, you kind of understand their tendency and all the other stuff,
Yes,
huh?
sir. Yes, sir.
So, so coming out of high school, was there like other offers besides Pittsburgh or no?
So I was actually committed to Auburn University all throughout high school from like sophomore year to like the senior year, and then I was early enrolled into the University of Pittsburgh. But early signing day came, and 3 days before that, Gus Malzahn actually got fired. So I had to figure out a new home, and I had a state game that Saturday, and I was in COVID period, so it was like I couldn't take any more visits. I've been going to Auburn my whole high school career, so it was like that's all I knew. So it was kind of tough on me, but I also had a couple of older guys here that was attending the University of Pittsburgh, and they was just telling me great tips, telling me about the coaches, and telling me the defensive scheme. So I kind of went with it, what they gave me, and soaked it to the game.
Okay, so it was kind of a struggle during the COVID year, huh?
Oh man, it was a struggle. It disabled us from all of our All American games, unarmored games, camps. So COVID was tough for us.
Oh yeah. So what's it like just going to Pittsburgh, man? Just going from the environment, playing that college football down that atmosphere. What's it like from the city of Pittsburgh alone?
One good thing I can say is I'm from Florida, and like everything is in the city. So Pittsburgh, we got a downtown. It's not like it's just in the middle of nowhere. So it was easy to adapt to that. But the weather was crazy when I first got in. Just not being able to be adapted to the snow, just going out and practice with short sleeves on and trying to be that tough guy, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was the big difference. But the great thing was just practice is always intense, and I got a chance to be around the great players like Jordan Addison, Kenny Pickett, Damari Mathis, Damar Hamlin, like, and those guys coaching me up, Jordan Whitehead. So those guys always been a big influence into my career.
So they definitely helped you get ready for the
Oh
next
yeah,
level, huh?
yes sir.
So from your game alone, so how do you prepare for your opponents? Like how do you like get like ready for like when you have to know your opponent's tendency and then how you study for these kind of games?
I'm kind of like a film junkie, so if I know I'm gonna beat you on the field just from off knowing like what I watched you do in film just days before the game. And then I know I'm athletic enough. I know I'm gonna be able to make the plays, but just knowing I beat my opponent in film study, like just knowing when he got this foot up, what kind of route he's running, or his alignment is cut, or in like he's 2 yards from the hash. Like I know what routes to expect. And Pittsburgh defense, we get the same concepts out of different formations a lot. So once I lock in on the film, I kind of know what's getting thrown at me, and that allowed me to play faster. Also, just knowing like, hey man, this was coming at us, and you being a ball player, you got to make the play. So me being in position to make the play, that's the greatest thing for me on the football field.
Exactly. You put all that work and you kind of have an understanding of what your opponent's tendencies are and
Yes, sir.
you're locked in. So just for a DB, man, Are you quite a trash talker, or are you more of a guy that lets your play do
Oh
the talk?
yeah, yeah. You got to trash talk, man. That just to let you know, like I'm here too. Like it's Saturday night. My mom here. Your mom's here. My family here. Your family here. I'm here. So I'm just letting you know I'm be here all night, and I'm gonna trash talk you. Good or bad plays, I'm gonna trash talk you. That's just me. That's just what the
Well,
intensity got. Florida boy got.
well, for a safety and cornerback, you got to have some of that kind of
You
confidence,
gotta
man. Or
have
else,
that
what's
dog
the point
in
of
you.
being here?
Yeah, you gotta have that dog in you.
You got to have that dog. And then,
Yes, sir.
I guess watching your previous tape, I guess the last season you had 3 interceptions, if I'm
Oh
mistaken. That
yeah,
was like your
I
best
snapped
tape.
that season. Uh, so you said my best game that season?
Yeah, that best game that season.
Uh,
I looked it up, and it was like your last season or something, like the
yes,
previous year
sir.
where you
It's
had
my
three
junior
picks.
season. So we kind of first couple games went rough for me, man. That was just like I had some big shoes to fill. It was Eric Allen and Brandon Hill, who was now in the NFL. So, I was just getting my feet wet because I was also a special teams guy. So all my plays came off of special teams. So those first couple weeks was kind of rough with me. We had our big games like at West Virginia and stuff like that. So once I got the concept, I remember we played Louisville. They were 14 in the country. We wasn't that good. So we had to show the world like, hey man, we got to tighten up. And I ended up getting like four pass breakups that game, like 6, 7 tackles, man. And that was just that let me know like, hey man, I'm here, I could do this, man. Welcome to college. So that game right there kind of boosted me up. Then after that, it was just like next game, Wake Forest interception, Notre Dame first drive interception. Next game after that, College interception, Syracuse forced fumble. So man, it was just I kind of knew like, yeah, man, I could play college football, man. Let's get it.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
how you felt the game got slower, right?
Yeah, the game got slower once I really locked in and became that film junkie I was telling you. And just like listen to my coaches too, man. I think the University of Pittsburgh, like we don't all just go out there and play football, man. It starts in the classroom first. Always. If you can't pass the test in the classroom, hey man, you might not be on there Saturday night. So I really thank the University of Pittsburgh for that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of
Yes,
those
sir.
best programs, especially with DBs and all that stuff.
Yes,
So,
sir.
have you met with any other NFL teams?
I got a couple calls, one of my other Bears, Al Harris, that's a great connection. I like Al Harris. He's also a Florida dude. And my uncle's also a scout for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So like he just give me tips on how to be a great DB and stuff like that, man. And I also got I got Jets from the Jets. I got a call from the Jets. So man, I'm just praying like one of those teams bless me and my family, man. I give them all I got.
Okay, so just 3 teams in general.
Yes, 3 teams in general.
So your pro day should be coming up soon, huh?
Oh yes, sir. This Wednesday.
Okay. So why do you feel like NFL teams should draft you, man?
Man, I'm versatile, man. I'm gonna give you all I got, man. I know I'm gonna be in the right spot at the right time, man. And I know they say NFL stands for not for long, but man, I take care of my body real good, man. I'm a healthy player, man.
Oh, for sure, man.
Yes, sir.
Versatility does matter, and it kind of
Yes,
gives you a
sir.
longevity to play longer if you
Yes,
can do
sir.
different positions and all that. So,
Yes, sir.
I think I might have asked this before. Did you play any other positions before settling into the DB position?
Oh yeah, I play receiver. I mean, coming out throughout Little League, I played every position. I was always like an athlete. But growing up, like I'll say from 9 years old to like probably like 11, I always played offensive line, man. So I kind of got a feel of every position in the game. I ain't played kicker though. I never played kicker. I always wanted to play kicker, man. I never got a chance to kick the ball.
You could have done what Ocho Cinco could have did, man. You could have just told Coach, "Hey, let me kick, Coach."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nah, but so who do you model yourself after at the position that you play?
I kind of before every game, I kind of watch this safety from the Texans, Jalen Petrie. He wears my number 5, and he's a smooth player, man. He'll come down and hit you and get the ball up out of the air. So Jalen Petrie, number 5, the safety for the Texans. I always model my game after him, like especially once I move to safety. And then you always got to go with Jalen Ramsey, man. That's that guy.
Yeah, I can see
Yes,
why
sir.
you want to monitor that game because of what Petrie plays like. He's pretty underrated for the Texans, and
He's
he's been
he's
pretty
definitely
good for them.
underrated.
Ramsey's just got the confidence, man. He just got that
Yeah, man.
mentality, man. But
And one thing I can't say, bro, if you got the confidence, you'll be the player you want to be. No confidence, man, you'll have a long time. You gotta have confidence. That's the key. Confidence is key.
yeah, I think DB has to be the most confident position, or else
Yes,
what's the
sir.
point of playing?
Yes, sir, man. Because you gotta have short term memory, man. We give up some plays, man. It's life. Like we play the hard. To me, I think DB is the hardest position for sure on the football field, especially nowadays. So you gotta have like short term memory. You gotta know, like, hey, man, I gotta make this next play.
Yeah, short term memory for these plays. You have to move on
Yes,
to the
sir.
next play and all that stuff. And
Yes, sir.
So what kind of scheme that you guys played at Pittsburgh for your coverage?
We played cover four, man. It was kind of a cover four, man, and then we'll throw out just some keys like hots or man coverage, but it's definitely cover four man coverage, man. We play 9 yards off at safety, 9x2, and we try to like just we try to connect every receiver, man. Even though we are guarding the fastest people on the field, we try to connect, man. We try to have like short scooches. We try to read. It's a lot of things we go off of. Like we're reading the running back in the backfield. Like what's the situation? What's the formation? What can possibly come at us in this time being? So at safety, man, we read a lot, and also in pit defense, we give out the call to the whole defense. So you got to be vocal. You got to be very vocal. You got to make sure the linebackers can hear you, so they can echo it to the D lineman, man. And the games move fast, man. Saturday nights it move fast. Practice and game nights is two different things. So it's a lot of
Oh
things
yeah,
like that.
I could definitely I like the way how you kind of said it. But how do you handle construction criticism? Because I know from coaches they're gonna be straight up honest. They ain't gonna lie to you. They're gonna tell you how they feel about your plays and all that stuff. So how do you deal with that criticism from coaches
Man, I
or
take that
people?
back from South Florida, man. Like we got the most grittiest coaches, man. Like they own you, man. And me personally, where I come from, I feel like if a coach is on me crazy, man, I just kind of feel like he care about me, man. I'm just move on forward, take the tips he give me, and apply it to the game, man. Be the best athlete I can be possible.
All right, man. See, I can see where that's coming from. So let's do a couple rapid fire questions and all this type of common sense that we can deal with. You know, on the football field, it can be something relatable or something emotional.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a quitter on your team. How do you deal with a quitter on the team, especially in the middle of the game? How do you deal with that
Quarter in the
circumstance?
middle of the game. Man. First off, I'll tell him at least wait till after the game, man. Let's win this game, man. I'm sore lose. Let's win this game, man. Let's get right. But I'm kind of like that guy that always I pick up players, man. Like, hey, man, everything's not gonna go your way. It's life. It's how it is. But I'm kind of the guy that like to get him up on his feet, man. Like I want to make that big hit, influence him. Like, man, I got to get back out there and show out for my team, man. Or I got to make this one play, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm kind of like more of an influence guy, man. Like, come on, let's go. We could do this.
Oh yeah, for sure. See,
Yes, sir.
I like the way how you would handle it. So like just from a teammate from the sidelines, you see one of your fellow DBs not on the same page. They go into an altercation because of the communication of the plays. How do you deal with it as a leader?
As a leader, man, hopefully, if he's on the field, man, he's one of those guys that's just he's trusted first of all from the coaching staff, so he knows like, hey, man, we don't tolerate this. Not on national TV, where it's millions of people watching, man, and I kind of get in his head like I do too, like, hey, man, come on, man, we grinded all week for this, we schemed all week for this, man. We got up 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday, man, just to beat this team, man. Like, come on, let's get it together. We'll huddle up as a defense group, get it straight in the way, and we'll get back out there and make plays.
Oh yeah, see,
Yes,
that's the
sir.
way how you should handle as a leader. Try to put it aside and make sure things work out better. But
Yes, sir.
let's say you guys are down by multiple touchdowns going to halftime. What would be your best pep talk to get this team to come from behind and win this ball game?
Who gonna make a play first? Who gonna change the game? Who's gonna make that one play that changes game, man? The game I always was told growing up, the game ain't over till the fat lady sing, man. So we gotta go,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Yes, sir. It's never over.
it's never over. We got 2 quarters. Do you want this or not?
Do you want it or not, man? Who's gonna make that one play that just changes this game?
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
I want to see how what this question is. So, what areas of your game do you feel like you took the longest to develop, and what would you tell your younger self to do differently?
Uh, I kind of feel like film, man. Like just like growing up, man. I always knew I was always faster. I know I was always like better than my opponent. So once it took for me to notice, like, man, hey, if you watch film, man, these it'll be way easier. Like at times in college, like some players may not want to watch film. That may not be their best interest. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing I ever did for myself was become a film junkie, man. Sit down in front of my coaches every day after practice, 20, 30 minutes, or come in early before practice, 10, 20, 30 minutes, just to see what routes they're running. And once you watch it every day throughout the week, it becomes familiar. So I know like Saturday night, man, when it's you versus the world, no man's world. I know what to expect. I know what's coming at me. So being a film rat, man, that's the big key that I charge to the game that helped me be successful.
So, a lot of the film stuff is something you would take more seriously then.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Most definitely.
So, that's something we can all learn from. Sometimes a lot of that taking time to learn what you can do better at, it can actually go a long
Yes,
ways.
sir. Most definitely.
So, as a DB, how do you read the quarterback's intentions? Like, you can,
Okay. So I read a lot of personnel. So boom, I can see pre-snap. I'm reading. I'm looking at the quarterback. I'm seeing what he's looking at. But before the week of film, I'm already watching his shoulders. I'm seeing how he throws off his shoulders. When he look back shoulder, which way he's looking. I get to see signals throughout the game of, hey man, when he looks at this receiver, check this down. Okay, I know they expect this, man. So I'm kind of a safety guy. So we play a lot of hot switches reading the quarterback, and we most likely go off the quarterback shoulders because shoulders never lie, man. Unless you like Pat Mahomes looking this way and throwing crossback body that way, man. I mean, but and we also try to force the highest, widest throws because we know as a quarterback, that's the hardest throws. Like, man, you got to beat me on this back line. You got to make this receiver catch this Tony toe tap on the sideline, man. So, also all that, man. And I'm glad we're having this conversation because I do want others to know, like, man, I learned all this from film, man. Shoulders, everything, just from watching film, man, knowing I can beat my opponent.
Yeah, gotta read what their tendencies are. Sometimes it can be a
Tendencies.
little tricky, but if you read on the timing, it can always make a difference.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
So outside of football, who are you as a person?
Oh man, I'm a cool, fun person, man. I also like to take like fishing trips. I go fishing a lot, man, and I like to be around my family a lot, man. Like I just kind of feel like family time is the best ever, man. Because especially like once I went to college, it was kind of like I was away from my family. Bad days in practice, I'll be down, man. I know what it takes to like. I know how it feels to just want to be around your family a lot, man. So stuff like that excites me, man. Just playing football, really, man. Like I'm a more of a boring person, man. That's all I do is play football and be with my family. So that's me right there.
Oh, for sure. So,
Yes, sir.
what made you end up wearing number 5? Right.
Number five was so I had number 22 in my first couple years in college. And number five, I'll just say it was something to just get out of 22. I mean, it was open. But my number I couldn't get, like my high school number I couldn't get because the D tackles had it, and it's Kalaji Cassie, which is a great defensive tackle for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. So they kind of gave me five, threw it at me, and then that season I wore number five. I ended up catching like 3, 4 interceptions. So I was just like, I'll stay with it.
Okay. So, just as you as a person, you seem more like a chill dude, but at the same
Yes,
time on the
sir.
football field, you seem like more of a talker when it comes
Yes,
down to
sir.
it, huh?
Yes, sir, man. That's just how it is, man. Like when you're doing something that you love to do, man, and it brings that intensity out of you, you don't get the trash talking and stuff out of me. But throughout just in person meeting me, man, I'm a cool, funny dude, man. I smile with you all the time and I just get you rowdy.
Oh yeah.
So,
Like like just seems like you kind of have a lot to bring to the table for a lot of teams.
yes,
So I
sir.
see this year's draft class DBs are kind of somebody with versatility this year. It's got a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
versatility and all that.
Yes, sir.
So pretty sure you take pride in special teams, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I like I say, man, I had like a lot of turnovers on special teams, man, and just being that guy on special teams until my name get called, man. Like if coach wanted me to play anything on special teams, I was available. I'll be in the special teams meeting room, learning it, being in there early, man, just learning the scheme. And also I'm a team player, so if that's what it takes for me to be on special teams to win a ball game, that's what I'll do.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
So okay, so what do you take away from all those years in college that you can like take to learn from the NFL? Like as far as the weakness that you do need to improve on the most.
Uh like I know I'm probably annoying you, but man, that film, man. I know like in the NFL, man, you're a grown man, so it's kind of. I think it's not like I don't think it's like college where it's coaches always on you or they're on you for extra work after practice, or even in the off season they're on you for extra work. I just know like you're your own man in college, like and also I don't think in the NFL it's the same team bonding because people have families, people have wives, people have kids they got to go home to. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like I took away from like just watching film all the time, man, and that extra work, man. You got to believe in it, man, and it'll put you in the right place at the right time, man. Because the guy across from you may be faster, than you may be stronger, but I know my film, I'll beat him for surely. I'll beat him.
Oh, for sure. So
Yes,
who's your
sir.
favorite football player growing up?
My favorite football player growing up, mm, definitely. I like Tavon Austin a lot, man. Like I watch his tapes a lot, man, and just Tavon Austin. And it really surprised me when we played West Virginia last year. He was on the sideline, man. So I was hyped up for that. He's a legend in my books. Tavon Austin for surely.
I mean, he was just electrifying at the time.
Electric.
Very yeah, he was very good.
Yes,
But
sir.
as a kid growing up in Florida, what was your favorite team that you loved to play for, man?
So my whole family kind of went to Florida State Seminoles, and it was kind of weird because once I committed to once I committed to Auburn, I was on like a team, like team visits, and I was very close to Florida State. They gave me an offer, and I kind of shed a tear because that was just like my favorite school growing up. Also with Jalen Ramsey, Duran James playing on that defense, and I remember the coach offering me, and I asked him. No, I remember coach asking if I offer me, what would I do? I say, Coach, I'll commit right now, Coach. And my head coach was like, no, not right now, man, not right now. So kind of like went on through, and then they had ended up getting a new coach, Mike Norvell, like when his first early years there. And so I committed to Auburn, and I was real close with Coach Mike Norvell a lot. And I committed to Auburn, and on the way back, we drove, and we had stopped through Florida State. Man, we had some conversations. I was like, man, I can't. I told my head coach, I was like, man, I can't get out here, man. I feel disappointed here, man. And I remember Coach Mike Norvell telling me, hey man, why don't you commit to Florida State? I was like, Coach, I can't. I just committed to Auburn yesterday, Coach. I can't do that. So I was like, ah. But I was also big on Florida State growing up, man. That's my school, man.
Yeah. So you grew up a Florida State fan, so
Oh yeah, Seminole for sure.
must have motivated you that they didn't even give you an offer, huh?
Yeah, they ended up giving me one later on when like I was committed. You know how that goes when you commit to like a big top school and you get a lot of other schools looking at you like, who's this guy? So I kind of guess they watched my film, but I was just locked in with Auburn, man. I just loved everything the coaches was telling me, and I just loved the campus, man. And I wanted to be that guy, man, at Auburn.
Yeah. Once that coach got fired, I guess it changed everything for you, huh?
Oh man, it changed everything, man. Because I was ready to go. It was 3 days out until early signing period, and then my position coach texted me like, "Hey man, I don't know about the new. I don't know if I'm going to be here because I was committed like a sophomore to Auburn, man, and it was like that's all I knew. Like I wasn't trying to text any other schools, but I can't say Pittsburgh was the one school that will always hit me up, man. Always send me little notes on game day in high school, like man, do great, man. So once the time came for me to like flip and try to find a school, Pittsburgh wasn't too far away, man. I kind of trusted them to.
Well, Pittsburgh ended up working out for you at the end of the day. But what
Yes,
about
sir.
an NFL team that you love playing for?
Oh man, any team for real. But nah, I like to go to a team that I feel like I can fit the scheme, man. I could be a ball player, man. I can make plays for that team, man. I know it's not always about money, man, but I just want to be in that scheme, man, and be the best player I can be and provide for my player, man. I mean, for my family, for surely.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, what can you take away from like? Let's say you go to the Steelers. What would you learn from Mika Fitzpatrick or those DBs going into the league?
Oh man, so the University of Pittsburgh and the Steelers, we share buildings. So we got four football fields. We got four football fields lined up. The first two is the Steelers. The last two is the Pittsburgh Panthers. So we kind of got to practice earlier than them. And I always used to just sit down and just watch, like, just watch those guys like Joey Porter, even Hayden. He was nice. I was like, oh my gosh, man. And just I'll take little tips. Mika Fitzpatrick. And I always ask him every time I see him, I'll be annoying to him. And I try to get as much information as I can get to be the best player I can be, man. And just take tips from those guys because they're where I want to be. And I know if they're being successful doing the things they do and they're telling me, I'm gonna listen. And then I also have other guys like DeMar Hamlin and Jordan Whitehead who also play safety in my same defense and the same system and they know what it takes to be that guy at the next level.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
there is that one dude that you were just talking about. Yeah, he just signed with the Niners. Panuck, he went to Pittsburgh also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he can do everything. I think that's the kind of game that I see you play. Like the more I watch your film, I'm
Yes, sir.
thinking you might be like another Jason Panuck.
Oh, that's my guy.
Jason
He's
Panuck, bro, that dude. I
yes,
don't know how
he's
this
nice.
guy is like, dude. He's like he can play anywhere too.
He can play anywhere, man. He's very athletic, man. Very great dude. Also outside of football.
So you know him personally. That's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you had to choose a quarterback, past or present, who would you get a pick six from?
Pat Mahomes. I love Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry that'll make my day, man. Just knowing I caught an interception from the best quarterback in the league, man, in the
You
nation.
get a
Like,
pick six in the Super Bowl, just like Cooper DeJean did.
Cooper DeJean, man. I was, hey, when he caught that interception, I jumped down to the ground and started doing push-ups, man. Like, oh man, my time coming, man.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so who or what was the biggest impact on your progression as a DB?
Oh, definitely my safeties coach at the University of Pittsburgh, man. Like just little things like class. If you ever being late to class, man, just throwing hints at me, man. Like trying to make me the best player I can also be. Cause man, in college, I had to mature too. It was certain things that I couldn't laugh about or couldn't do. I had to be a very mature player to be trusted on Saturday nights, man. So once my safety the coach really matured me, man, and just let me know like, hey, man, it's not always just the best player on the field, man. I have to trust you to be out there, man. And that kind of like stuck to me, man, because it's like, man, this is something I really want to do, man. And if I want to take care of my family, I gotta listen. And he was just always on me about everything. So I kind of get that dude. And also my trainers back at home, just when I go on breaks and stuff like that, always training me to be the best guy I can be too. So.
Oh yeah. So do you have a mental that triggers or cues you shift into a game mode or something?
Uh, I kind of listen to NBA YoungBoy, but it's always calm before the storm though. So I try not to listen to like NBA YoungBoy because it gets me rowdy. But I try to calm before the storm. Just try to be the best player, you know. Just knowing like, hey man. And I also watch film during like stretching and stuff like that too. So I keep going.
Okay, that's good to put it that way.
Yes, sir.
So what's your major in college? Because I know we all got backup plans in case, but I'm pretty sure
Uh,
you're gonna have an NFL career for long. I'm pretty sure.
so I major in criminal justice right now. I'm finishing up on two online classes right now, so I get those through and I graduate in May. And criminal justice, man, it was a very like interesting. It was a very interesting major, man. I'm going to class, going to forensic science, just looking at crime scenes and stuff, man. That type of stuff excites me, man. So I went with the major that excites me and knowing like, hey, man, after practice, just had a long practice. I'm ready to go to class, man, and be vocal and sit in the front of the classroom and just just taking what the teacher gave me.
Oh yeah. See that's a good way to put it. At least you're ahead of the game. At least you're
Yes,
already
sir.
knowing what can take care of itself.
Yes, sir.
So what's the workouts that NFL teams have looked at you mostly as a cornerback or a safety?
As a safety and I also as a nickel, man. I know I didn't get to play many nickel reps in college, but I kind of do want to blitz off the edge this year. I do want to kind of like press the slots. I kind of want to be in that scheme because I kind of feel like playing nickel is a 50-50 chance you're going to make a play, man. If the ball's on the other side of the field, I mean, that's a different story. But playing nickel, you just always in the mix, man. You get chances to take risks, knowing like, hey, I'm not the last line of defense at safety. Where if I miss this tackle, it's a touchdown. If I miss this ball, it's an interception. So I kind of feel like playing that nickel position and with my hips, man, just being quick. I kind of feel like I could impact the game a lot at playing nickel in the NFL for surely.
Oh yeah. I think
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's the crazy part about that position is nickel can everybody thinks nickel can be the simple. I don't think it's the simplest. You have to move
Yeah, it's a big
around
job.
more
Yes,
than,
sir.
than the outside corner does. So it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
can you describe the difference why nickel is probably the hardest position to play at times?
Because just knowing like okay, I go off the blitz packages, like man, just knowing I have to take these certain steps to blitz. Like, hey man, if this tackle stand up, I know I have to cut in and cut out, or knowing like I have to contain the outside. Like I'm the last line of defense. So you gotta know the defensive line scheme, man. I gotta know my defensive tackles going through the beat. So I have to contain the outside, knowing like if I get washed down, this player's gonna get outside of me or just knowing I gotta get this reroute for my safety. That's a big deal too. Knowing I gotta get this reroute just to slow him down or no, I got to disguise this route so I can make this play underneath, man. So I just kind of feel like nickel give you that kind of savvy on the field. Like that's why I like nickel. Nickel shows you being savvy out there, just knowing you can make any play you want to.
Yeah, but your versatility is going to get teams interested because not
Yes,
only are
sir.
you play safety, you can play nickel, so they can count on you on that role.
And I can play special teams also, man. I can go down there and make a play, man.
I can see why there's similarities between you and Jason Banug, man. I just think there's something there.
Yes,
You
sir.
got the
Yes,
physicality a little bit. You got the
yes,
little
sir.
quick off these plays, bro. I think there's different ways they can use you in the
Yes,
secondary.
sir. Most definitely, man. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So what challenges have you encountered while balancing family life, academics, and football? How have you overcome them?
Uh, my biggest thing was time management, man. I know, like, just being in college, like, everybody wants to hear from you. It's kind of like text this type of person, they feel some type of way or whatever, man. So it was just time management, knowing like, hey, I got to talk to my family this time. I got to pray around this time. I got film study around this time. I got class. So I kind of feel like one of the hardest things for me was time management, man. Just being able to doing the right things at the right time, like being time management. So that was a big key for me, man. Just sharing myself with others, man. Just make sure I call my families every day, and that was time management was a big key for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes,
So
sir.
what was the advice that you got from NFL players who are telling you to get ready for the next stage for you?
Oh man, no missing open field tackles. That's number one, man. Like you got to be aggressive in the NFL, man. They want that guy that's gonna go tackle and be aggressive, man. And just man, just always being where your feet is, man. No getting in no trouble, just being where your feet is, and just have love for the game, man. Just because once you have love for the game will always have love for you, man. The game rewards you a lot, so they kind of state that with me.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely
Yes,
going to
sir.
come a long way. So everything will take care of itself once you do
Yes,
that.
sir.
So all that hard work that you put in all over the years, man,
Yes,
it's
sir.
going to finally pay off, and you're going to get that opportunity. So
God's plan, man.
yeah, we'll do some rapid fire stuff, man. So are you like an Xbox or a PlayStation guy?
I'm PlayStation for sure. I like to play NBA 2K on there, man. That
Okay.
eases my mind.
Do you prefer playing Madden or you play like those NCAA ones?
Madden. I kind of feel like the video game Madden's more realistic, man. Because NCAA, man, you can just throw the ball in the air and it just be like crazy. So I kind of stick with Madden.
Oh, that's not. You can't go wrong with that.
Yes, sir.
I guess if it was Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, what would you play?
Oh, I'm going GTA. I can't wait till GTA 6
I'm
come
waiting
out,
for
man.
that one, man. It's a good game, bro. Like you can't go wrong with it. It's just so good. But okay, so as far as like fast food option, which I know you balance your diet, but on all that stuff.
Sure.
So what would you pick between McDonald's or Burger King?
I'm going McDonald's all the way, man. I grew up eating McDonald's. I'll never switch up on McDonald's, man. I'll never switch up on McDonald's.
I guess it's common for people. They like the breakfast. I usually like the nuggets.
Yeah, I like that's all I get is the nuggets. I know I can tell you. I can tell you what number it is. Number 5 right now.
Dude, it is all good, bro. So, what
Yes,
would you
sir.
choose between Walmart or Target if you had to go to a cheap and shop?
Uh, kind of grew up in Walmart, man. Target was too expensive for us
Awesome.
growing up, man. So Walmart, I'm a Walmart type of dude for sure.
Oh, for sure. So you can't go wrong with those prices, man.
Can't go wrong with Walmart.
I guess this is like a funny debate, man. Coke or Pepsi, man. Everybody says you gotta choose one of them.
Ah, I'm going root beer, man. I can't pick Cocoa
Oh,
Pop.
so
I'm
you
going
can't
root
choose
beer.
either one. Ah,
I'm
dude,
going
I
root
don't
beer,
like
man.
root. It's all good, bro. But hey, at least you alternated that. It's like,
Yes,
but if you had
sir.
to choose one, but I guess root beer, I can give you that as the altered.
They all cousins. They cousins, man.
It's all good, man. I guess I'll give you that as an answer right there. Okay, so NY style pizza or Chicago pizza?
I never been to New York or Chicago, man. I want to taste that for sure. Like I never. I'm more of like a Papa John's Little Caesar guy, or if I go out somewhere, I'll probably grab some different pizza. But I do want to go to like New York and try like different foods, or Chicago. I'll try foods.
Okay,
That's definitely on my bucket list.
definitely. As far as like fried chicken, I guess you go with Popeyes or KFC.
Popeyes, man. I gotta go Popeyes, man.
It's the shiznit.
Yeah.
Okay, like for movies, horror or comedy films.
Comedy, man. I watch horror movies. I probably won't go to sleep at night, man. That type of stuff scare me.
For sure, man. It's definitely kind of good to see what you are as a person, also. But outside of football, there's more to the person. So,
Yes, sir.
pretty sure that I'm pretty sure the moment's gonna be. Does it feel surreal or does it feel like business as usual to you?
Man, I always was told wake up. You gonna wake up one day. You gonna wake up with your dreams in your face, man. So I'm here in the moment, man. I love being in this moment, man. I'm gonna take advantage of everything that come at me.
Oh, for sure. So, what are you, a city or country life?
Uh, both, both. So I say both, man. It's 50-50.
Okay, 50-50. I'll put as an
50-50.
answer. If it were a car, Chevy or Ford.
I go for it. Also, I got a Raptor back at home, so I kind of like the Raptors. I gotta
Okay,
go for a
nothing wrong
Raptor.
with that. Favorite music.
Hip hop for surely. Hip
Okay.
hop.
Your favorite artist.
Kodak Black. He's from my city. Kind of put us on the map. Him and Lamar Jackson, man. So I gotta go Kodak Black, man. I salute him a lot.
All right. Favorite cheat meal and like favorite movie you like.
My favorite cheat meal, McDonald's, I say,
Okay. McDonald's. All right.
and
But you don't like other type of food, like other different
oh,
kinds of food.
hibachi. I like hibachi. I like hibachi a lot. I like hibachi a lot, man. I love hibachi, man. I always wish I could sign an NIL with just any hibachi place, man. I love hibachi. And
But you got to
favorite
balance
movie?
on the diet a little bit when it comes to playing football. Don't they have to
Yeah,
put you on a
man.
certain diet to be healthy?
Yeah, man. You got to, man. You got to take care of the body, man. You can't put bad gas in the Porsche, man. It'll never work.
Yeah, when it's all said and done. So, what do you take away from the people who supported you and or with you through this journey? What would you say to those people who believed in you from day one?
I'm gonna make them proud for surely. I'm gonna make them proud, man. Like they got a big spot in my heart, man. People who always supported me, man, through the bad times, through the great times, man. Those people who stay consistent with me, man. So I owe them the world, and I know that day will come. That day will come where I just get them everything they wanted, man. Especially my family, my little brothers, supporters, family and friends, man, who always never doubted me, man. So I kind of feel like that time coming, and I'm just God's plan, man. I paid them back the world.
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
dude, it's gonna be a fun ride, man, whatever happens. But
Yes, sir.
who gets your life game ball so far?
Who gets your life game ball so far? My grandma, my nana. I always was like a grandma's type of person growing up, man. All the cousins come over to Nana house, and you know, so I definitely give it to my nana, man. I also lived with my nana growing up, and she always did a lot for me, man. So I owe her the world for surely.
Oh, for sure, man. But hey, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be worth the process, man. Just take advantage of every moment you can because,
Yes, sir.
like you just said, the NFL seems not for long. But hey,
Yes,
man,
sir.
you just got to make the most of it. Make as much money as you can. But yeah, definitely appreciate your time, bro. I know you got a lot of training and all that stuff. For those
Sir.
people who want to look for you on their social media platform, man, tell them where they can find you.
Instagram, man. My name. Just type in Phillip O'Brien Jr. And most likely all my social medias. If you're on TikTok, type in my name, it'll pop up, man. So I'm kind of like one of those guys, just like flat out there. That's my name. That's my account. And send me a follow. I'll follow back, man. I'm a cool dude. I'm not bougie.
Oh, wait, one more thing. We'll answer one last question from Granddad.
Okay.
Okay, Granddad, we'll answer one last question. So your football nickname.
P5. I got a chain that say P5. I should have wore it, but I'm kind of not like the fancy dudes. But a
I
P5 for
can see on
sure.
your Twitter with that name, P5 under it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for everybody else, this is Pittsburgh's safety or slash nickel, Phillip O'Brien, which is he's called P5, man. You better not go his
P5.
direction or you're gonna get hit or you're gonna pay the price. You're gonna pay the piper, like they say.
Yes, sir.
Oh, for sure, bro. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we're good, man.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, I also